Alice's Restaurant. That was kind of a popular spot, especially after the song. I think there was a strange shop there called the Looking Glass at one point in the late 60s, and most kids weren't allowed to go in there because it was kind of a hippie shop and, you know, was unknown as to what was behind those doors. Patch's Studio was where most everyone had their family portraits done, their senior pictures, and that was over by the Herald office, which has been a mainstay in town for 150 years, producing the local weekly newspaper. Playhouse was going strong. It was run by a guy named Jack Champlain, and every Christmas he had a big Christmas party there where he didn't charge for kids to come in and watch a Christmas movie, and my father would play Santa Claus, but I couldn't tell any of the kids that that's who it really was. There was a smoking area for students at the time. If you were under 16 and got your parents' permission, you could go to the smoking area. If you were 16 and above, you didn't need their permission, and you could go to the smoking area, which was on the back side of the school. It was like a cement pad there. The teacher's lounge was notorious for smoke as well. If you had to speak to a teacher during their break and went to that door, smoke would come billowing out at you. We had a lot of dances. Different organizations like the Future Homemakers of America, of which I was part and an officer. We would have dances to raise money, or classes would have dances. And we had some pretty good bands that consisted of different students. The most popular one was Smoke and Steel. The leader of that band is still a musician, still playing music out there to this day. That's been his lifelong passion. John Lackard, who's in the area, and yeah, he performs on a regular basis. I didn't go to college, and out of high school, I was hired at this new company, Vermont Castings, that was making cast iron wood stoves. That was in 1979, and the oil embargo hit. So people were buying wood stoves like crazy. Well, we were selling these accessories, mitten racks and trivets and andirons, and our production facility just couldn't keep up with them, so they were back ordered. So management put the heat on production and said, gee, if you can put out 500 stoves this week, we will shut down on Friday at noon and have one big party. Well, you can bet that the guys out in manufacturing met that quota. I would have to say that the most significant moment of my life with regard to Randolph was reconnecting with my husband. We both went to Randolph Union High School. He was working at Fulham's Mobile, that is now Champlain Farms. I would drive in there with my big old bomber. He and this other guy would fight for who was gonna pump my gas. He told his buddy who was working there, someday I'm gonna marry that girl. We ended up going our separate ways. We had our own marriages and families. When I moved back to town, somehow we reconnected at that same spot. You know, one thing led to another, and here we are married for the past 12 years. Often commented to my husband, you know, I walk downtown and I don't know anybody, or you know, I drive through town and you'd be waving to everybody. It doesn't happen anymore so much. Although on the way here to this interview, I found a lot of people were waving at me, and I didn't even know who they were, didn't readily recognize them anyway. But I think a lot of that has fallen by the wayside. People are very caught up in technology and communicating by their devices or by phone, and some of that personal touch is gone.